This is a review guide that goes along with the Unit 1 review sheet to prepare you for the first unit exam in physical science chemistry. You will find that I have also linked a key with this so that if you pretty much understand, just want to check your answers, you can check them with a key. This is intended for a little further explanation. Okay, looking at the first one, it says, which of the following is not a physical property of sucrose or sugar? Well, remember, physical properties are things that you can observe without changing the matter. The only one that cannot be observed without changing it is B, decomposes when heated. So when you heat that sugar up and it decomposes, it breaks down into its component elements. You can't get the sugar back. So B is the answer. 2, which of the following properties could not be used to distinguish between salt and sugar? D, color. Okay, because they look the same. They're both white little granular things. Chemical property of gasoline. So chemical property means that it has to be something that when you observe it, it changes it. It's no longer gasoline. The thing I put was flammability. All right, so it starts on fire. It's what we use gasoline for, to provide, power for engines to do work. So, yep, it burns. Chemical property of a copper penny. This one might have been a little more difficult for you. Usually, like in class, I would demonstrate. I'd have a little demo where we dissolve some pennies in acid, and so you would actually see that. So I put dissolving a penny in acid. For number 5, it says, which of the following changes are physical changes? And so out of the ones listed there, melting butter is physical because it's still butter. Breaking a window, same thing, it's still glass. Boiling water, as you cool it down, it recondenses into water. Slicing a piece of bread and dissolving sugar in water, those are all physical. The other ones, burning gasoline, burning a candle, those are both chemical. For number 6, define the following terms. So matter, anything that has mass, takes up space, or has volume. So basically anything you can think of that is anything is matter. Pure substance, those are things that have a definite chemical makeup. Pure substances are a broad category that encompasses or includes elements and compounds we're going to talk about here in a minute. A mixture is a physical blend of two or more things. They are not chemically combined. An element is the simplest form of matter that still has unique properties. In order for something to be an element, it must appear on the periodic table of the elements. You'll recall that in this first unit exam, if I have any elements, I will put its symbol, one capital letter, any additional letters will be lowercase. Compound is two or more elements that are chemically combined. It has a definite formula. And so when you see a compound, it'll have a formula with it with at least two capital letters. Going down to the next one, we have homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous implies it looks the same. It is uniform throughout, looks one way. But it is a physical blend. They're not chemically combined. So, but it does look the same. Another word for a homogeneous mixture is a solution. Okay, heterogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous, you can see the different parts. It is a physical blend. Okay, so once again, it is a mixture, but the thing is you can see all the different components to it. Okay, for number 7, we're classifying the following as to where they fall in the pyramid of matter. Good old water. Water is a compound. H2O has hydrogen and oxygen in it. Sugar water is a solution because you could put different sugars in there. You can put different amounts of sugar. That is a solution or a homogeneous mixture. Trail mix, that's heterogeneous mixture. You can see the nuts in there. You can see the raisins, the M&Ms. You can see the different bits of what else they put in there, like granola and things. So you can see all that heterogeneous mixture. Nitric acid I put as a compound. Notice that I gave you a formula containing hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen. It's going to be a compound. Fluorine, that's an element. Even though there is a number 2 there, fluorine is an element. Okay. And then finally, stainless steel. Believe it or not, it's a solution. It is a blend. It is a mixture, a homogeneous mixture of different metals all mixed together, but it doesn't have a fixed a formula. It can have different materials in there, different metals in different proportions. It is a solution. Number 8, state whether the following are homogeneous or heterogeneous. Salt dissolved in water is homogeneous, looks the same. Carbon mixed with sand, that should be heterogeneous. Carbon looks black, like charcoal, and sand, you guys know what sand looks like. You could definitely tell them apart. You could see the different things, heterogeneous. Vegetable soup, hetero, you could see the different vegetables and the noodles and things in there. Fresh squeezed lemonade, I would also say hetero, and the reason why, the key is the fresh squeezed. So it's probably going to have pulp in there. You're going to be able to see the pulp and see the liquid. Probably see different parts hetero. Stainless steel spoon, homogeneous, looks silver, right? Chunky peanut butter, hetero. You can see the peanut butter part, the nuts and stuff in there. Definitely hetero. Okay, for number 9, classifying the following as either a pure substance or a mixture. Table sugar should be a pure substance because it has a formula. It's sucrose, C12H22O11, pure substance. Steel is a mixture. Let's see, table salt is a pure substance, sodium chloride, NaCl. Water, H2O, pure substance. Neon's an element, so that's a pure substance as well, Ne. For number 10, classify the following as either an element, compound, or a mixture. Sugar, there is a formula for it. That's a compound. Hydrochloric acid has a formula. That's a compound. Oxygen is an element. Brass is a mixture. Okay, it's a physical blend of copper and zinc. And then iron is an element, Fe. Okay, so indicators that you have a chemical reaction has occurred. So things like formation of a gas, that could be fizzing or bubbling. A change in color, change in temperature, either heats up or cools down. It can emit light or sound. Formation of a precipitate. That's where you mix two clear liquids together and it turns milky or cloudy. You could also say things like, forming a new substance. Okay, changing into a new form of matter. Any of those things are acceptable. And then finally, compare and arrange the particles in a solid, liquid, or gas. Solid, you'll recall, fixed volume, fixed shape, right? All the particles are packed in there tight. They're sitting there kind of vibrating in place. They don't move around. When a liquid, their volume is still fixed, so they're all still packed in real tightly, but they have an indefinite shape. They can glide past one another. They can take the shape of their container. And then finally, gases, the particles are spread way far apart. They're bouncing off the walls of the container. They're expanding to fill it. They have no definite shape, no definite volume. So that is your review guide for Unit 1.